everyone, Christina here. Welcome to day 19 of the holiday card series for 2014. Today I'm going to be using these two stamp sets from Simon Says Stamp, Tons of Hearts and Holiday Hellos. I'm going to be doing a ton of stamping on today's card. I'm starting with some Neenah Solar White cardstock. I've cut it to be just shy of 2.5 inches wide and 5.5 tall. And I'm going to be positioning all of my stamps on this cardstock, and I want to make sure everything is stamped completely straight. So I've used a little bit of Post-it tape just to adhere the cardstock down to my work surface here. I've positioned the stamps I'm going to be using in this arrangement. Just wanted to get the spacing just right. And today I'm going to be using a Stampin' Up! Ink called Soft Suede. This is one of their older ink colors, and I think my ink pad was a little bit dry, but I still liked the color because I was looking for a really soft brown. So even though it did stamp a little bit dry, it was the color I was going for. The pink ink that I'm using today is Avery Elle Raspberry, and I'm stamping that little peppermint stripe stamp right there, and then I put the sentiment to you and yours in soft suede ink below, and then I inked up the Merry with that same raspberry ink color, and I'm going to be stamping this above the Christmas. This is going to overlap just a tiny bit because of that Y at the end of Merry. And I think it just looks really nice with those colors overlapping. Below the greeting area, I'm going to be stamping a bunch of hearts. So I'm using the Tons of Hearts stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to be using 2 of the smaller hearts. And the color I'm starting with is Sea Glass from Avery Elle. All of these Avery Elle inks are pigment inks, so they do take a little bit of time to dry, but they do also stay vibrant while you're working with them. I think they look really great. So I just stamped one heart and then continued on with that line and then moved on to the color Aquamarine. And I made sure that when I mounted the heart on the block here that it was directly in the center where those lines are showing. And I'm moving on to Lemongrass. The lines on the block make it so that I can get these hearts lined up as I'm stamping them. Just made it a little bit easier. And as I stamp off the edge of the cardstock, I'm not too concerned about the ink getting on my craft mat here because like I said before, these pigment inks don't dry very quickly. I'll have time to wipe it off later. I switched to a smaller heart and then used those same colors to fill in the gaps in this pattern. And then I peeled it up from my work surface, and you'll be able to see what was left over on the side there. Because it does take a little time to dry, I'm going to set it aside and just use a baby wipe to clean up my work surface. Now I'm going to work on my card base. I'm going to be stamping this Impression Obsession stamp called Dotted Argyle. I've used it once before in the holiday card series when I made that plaid background. Today I'm going to be stamping it on some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. This is 100-pound cardstock, and I'm scoring it at 5.5 to create a top folding card. I'm using Simon Says Stamp white pigment ink for this stamp. This is the same exact ink color that I used on that previous card with this stamp. I just absolutely love this background stamp stamped in white on craft. I think it looks so pretty. So I'm pressing that craft cardstock base onto the stamp, and I'll use a piece of scratch paper over top so that I can press the cardstock onto the stamp without getting any ink on my hands. And I'll just do really even pressure over all of that stamp area to make sure I have a good impression. And there we go. There is the base of the card. So now I'm going to take that stamped piece and I'm going to adhere it onto my card base. I'm lining up the card base on my grid mat here so it helps me get everything lined up straight. And then I adhered the stamped piece with some foam adhesive. I just put a couple strips of foam adhesive on the back. So I'm going to round the bottom corners of this card. I'm using the We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper, and I also use the 1/2 inch rounder for that. I wanted to add some shine and detail to these hearts, so I'm using a Wink of Stella clear glitter brush pen, and I'm going to be adding this shimmer to all of the hearts that I've stamped here. I really love the look of the Wink of Stella shimmer underneath glossy accents. So I'm actually going to put some glossy accents all over these hearts as well. I'm doing this extremely carefully. I want to make sure that it doesn't go outside the edges, but if it does, I'm going to take my scissors And you can use an X-Acto knife or just anything with a sharp edge, and you can scrape away any of that excess that goes outside of the stamped area. It's a super easy way to clean up, but you do have to do it rather quickly after you've just done it. I like the look of this because it makes all these hearts look like little epoxy heart stickers. I think it looks really, really cute. So I'm just cleaning up some more glossy accents, and then that will be the finished card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like this idea of this repeat stamping in different colors with glossy accents on top. I think it's a really fun way to build a non-traditional colored Christmas card. Hope you guys loved today's video. Please give it a big thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. On screen are 5 more card videos for you to check out. These are all day 19 from the previous 5 years of the holiday card series. So if you're looking for some more holiday card inspiration, click on any of those on screen right now and it will take you directly to that card video. You can visit my blog at kwarnerdesign.com, and please also hit that subscribe button in the top corner. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.